This is the all-new Renault 4 E-Tech, and we thought it might be a nice idea to put it up against one of its competitors. But look, turns out everyone was busy. Everyone. No one was available. So I'm stuck with this guy. Hi. What'd you bring, Batch?
I brought, Nicola, the car that everyone forgets about.
Yes!
You remember this?
Yeah!
It's the Volkswagen ID.3.
Yeah, I always forget about that car. It's one of those, there's so many electric cars coming out at the moment that then people go, oh yeah, the ID.3, and I go, oh yeah!
I know.
Forget about it.
It's been around for a while.
Yes.
And compared to that, it is pretty old, but there is method to our madness because both cost around £350 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Both offer similar levels of space, performance, and range.
Yeah.
But they are completely different in terms of style, design, all those kinds of things.
You got the green wrong on your trousers.
I was hoping you weren't going to draw attention to that.
Batch always goes for the batch match.
I wasn't informed that this car was going to be green.
All right, let's get this video done, shall we? So, say hello to the all-new Renault 4.
Hello! Bonjour! Guten Tag!
Stop! I can't do that with him here. I can't do it. I can't work like this. Say hello to the Renault 4. Now, this is a really nice nod to the 1960s. Now, let's bear in mind, they already have the Renault 5, which is a very small, very cool thing that Renault made. And now this is like the bigger, cuter brother, I think. Small and cool, bigger and cute. Now, you can see the nods to the original Renault 4, which I am such a big fan of, especially when we look at the headlights, because they're kind of like a cute, friendly face, but it's got a nice upright stance. It's got some big squared off boxy looks, some sort of rough cladding, so it looks like it's going to fit in with a bit of countryside driving. I am a fan of it. I genuinely think Renault are onto a winner at the moment with everything that they're releasing. So this is a very cute, rustic, rugged, little adorable little number, isn't it? Yeah, do you agree? Let me know in the comment section below. Another really clever thing that Renault have done is to share parts with the Renault 5 while still giving the 4 a whole personality and a look of its own. So nearly 70% of the parts in this 4 are identical to those that you'll find in the Renault 5. So fewer design means fewer different bits to make, more savings that can be passed on to the buyer. See?
Now, it seems a bit odd to be saying this, but the ID.3 is a bit of an old stager in the world of electric cars. You see, this car is totally different from the car that first launched in 2020. When most manufacturers update their cars, they give it snazzier wheels, a bit of chrome at the front, or new colours. But here, Volkswagen has done the complete opposite. So the original car's white interior, that's gone. The original car's bright colours and snazzy graphics, that's also gone. Turns out that VW's customers weren't quite ready for this bold look into the future. So out went the zany colours and the bold paint schemes and the funny graphics, and in came more muted colours, a calmer interior, a car that really wouldn't affect or upset the regulars in the National Trust car park. Basically, what I'm saying here is that Volkswagen has made this car more grown up. There are still the distinctive things like the black roof and the black tailgate, and this new colour, olivine green, still looks absolutely fantastic. Overall then, the ID.3 looks more Volkswagen-y. Now, you may not be in the market for a new EV, so did you know that we can help you find a brilliant deal on a used one? Our used car listings at electrifying.com have loads of different models with handy info like battery warranties. You can see the listings by scanning this QR code on the screen, so if you're watching on your smart TV or tablet, you can carry on watching and scroll our listings on your phone at the same time.
So do you remember when I told you that the Renault 4 shares 70% of its components with the Renault 5? Well, I think I've found all of them. they're all in here. It's exactly the same interior, aside from the fact that instead of a 5, it's a 4. It's a 4. It's a 4. Yeah. But that's not a bad thing. I mean, this is full top spec. This is the iconic trim, so it makes it a little bit more retro, gets really nice materials, that kind of thing, and it's all just a bit nice and funky. If you go for the mid-spec, which is the techno trim, then it's all just like a denim kind of vibe, which is also a very nice thing. Now, if you're sat in the driving position, I'll be honest, you might find it a bit stalky. Not in a creepy way, as in stalks, because there's a lot going on behind the steering wheel. It's not for everyone. I don't mind it, but it's not for everyone. So first up you have the gear selector, which is up here, and it's designed, fun fact, after a Chanel lipstick, because French. So that's what it's like. But I also need to point out that there is no park option. It's just a parking brake. You just have reverse, neutral, drive. No park, because they didn't see the point. So you'll keep going and doing this and trying to press the N to put it in park, but park doesn't exist. You just stop, put the parking brake on, and that's it. Remind yourself to do that every time, because every time I've driven it, I go, there's no park, and it bugs me a little bit. And then because of the whole Renault style, this is where all your volume controls are, etc. Then you've got your indicators, and then that's where your windscreen wipers are. It's just a bit stalky. Yeah, but you might like it. You know, you might get along well with it. But in terms of the other retro vibes, I mean, you've still got that kind of old school roof like they've got in the Renault 5, which is a nod to the OG Renaults. I like it in here. This, by the way, works really well. And that is because it has a Google Brain. Yeah, Google Maps, Google Assist, all that sort of stuff, all built in with the car. And it just works beautifully. I haven't actually sat in this car for a while, and I actually genuinely forgot how high up this feels. I feel like I'm looking over the driver, and I totally forgot about that. That's set up for my driving position. Diddy. Nowhere to really put your feet. Yes, it does have a flat floor. Yes, it does have two charge ports. Yes, it does have funky designs. It's just a bit like that. Yeah? It's just a bit. Yeah. The boot is decently sized though. You've got 420 litres of space with the seats up, 1,405 litres with them folded down, but unfortunately they don't fold completely flat. If you resist the urge to order the optional Harman Kardon sound system, then you also get an extra boot cubby underneath the boot floor for your cables.
Now, it wasn't just the exterior that Volkswagen toned down. They also had a good look around in here as well. Now, if you'd asked me to do an interior piece of camera on the original ID.3, I wouldn't have been that complimentary because the quality and the tech were, quite frankly, not good enough. Here, it's all new. Nicer materials used on the door, nicer fabrics, nicer plastics, and better technology. I'll come on to that in a second. I just want to talk to you about space though, because after having been in the Renault 4, the ID.3 feels much bigger. It feels a more practical family car. And that's primarily due to the fact the dashboard is set away from you and there is more glass up front. Really, to be perfectly honest with you, there's not much between the two. It's still a bit basic, and you won't find any of the quirky touches from the Renault in here. The closest thing you get to this car being playful or zany is these play and pause symbols on the pedals. Oh, those crazy Germans. One of the big improvements to this interior is the technology. Now, the original ID.3's touchscreen was, quite frankly, terrible. The software was laggy and it had these sliders which were not backlit at night time. Now the ID.3 has a much bigger screen. It's 3 inches larger than the Renault 4's. But not just that, the software is a lot slicker, it's a lot easier to use, and thank goodness the sliders can now be used at night because they are backlit. Not only do you get this screen here, you get a nice little screen in front of you as well. It has all of your major information, your driving information. The only thing that I think is a bit of a shame in here though, is if you want a head-up display, you're going to have to pay extra for a pack, and that costs £2,325. Ouch. Now, I'm going to admit it, the ID.3's interior is a bit more boring compared to the Renault 4, but in the real world, that really doesn't matter, because if you have kids, especially lanky teenagers, they will love it back here because there is loads more space. They can get really very comfortable back here. Plus, there's even an armrest with 2 cup holders and, get this, a ski hatch. That's great for the UK, isn't it, skiing? But you get the point. It is a bit more practical back here. I really like it, actually.
Strangely, the boot is actually smaller in the ID.3 at 380 litres. But once the seats are folded, there's actually 200 litres more space than the Renault. So you need to work out which is more important to you. This car has the optional variable luggage floor, which costs 75 quid and gives you an extra storage area for your charging cables.
Right, so we've got 148 horsepower.
Yes.
Not too shabby.
No.
Now, in terms of battery, we've got a 52 kilowatt hour battery. That's it.
Yes.
We don't offer the
smaller one.
Yeah, so it's 52 kilowatt hour battery.
Yeah.
So it's got a range WLTP of around 243 miles.
It's okay.
It does have a heat pump as standard.
Yeah.
I've been getting around 230 miles,
Yeah.
roughly. That's not bad.
No, it's not too bad. Although Renault, as we found with the Renault 5, Renaults do have a tendency to be a little bit, well, they work very well in the summer, in the warmer months, and in the winter months, that range does kind of drop. So it's going to be
I'm just
closer
going to shut you up to enjoy the
Why are my
indicator
hands doing
sounds.
that? It was a nice indicator bong.
Thank you. It sounds like the popcorn song.
Popcorn song. What's that?
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep, boop.
So yeah, in colder months, it's a bit, probably closer to 200 miles.
Yeah, basically, yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
It's not too bad, no.
It's livable. I mean, the average daily driver in the UK does about 19 miles a day.
Yeah.
So there we go. Lovely stuff. You do have one pedal driving in this, which you don't get in the Renault 5, but you do get in the Renault 4.
Okay. Yes.
So you got flappy paddles.
Yeah.
You can go flappity flap, 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 flap,
Yes.
all the way to the right, and
Yeah.
then now I'm just coasting.
Coasting along,
the
very nice.
accelerator.
Yeah. Good for a country road like as we are on now.
Yes, and then you go flappity flap, flap, flapperoonies all the way to the left.
Yeah.
I've now got
For
full one
activated.
pedal, and I can go bloop.
Did you also notice the little bing bong noise there? I'm pretty sure that has been composed by Jean-Michel Jarre. Do you know who that is?
No.
Oxygen Man? Oxygen. You know, Oxygen?
That rings a bell. Oxygen.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Feel free to come in at any moment. Do 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 do. And do 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 do. Do you
Yes.
got it now?
Yeah. I think
I think he's done. The bing bongs on this.
Oh.
Well, he's definitely done the Scenic.
Right.
Renault Scenic. So yeah, nice. So we've got a nice indicator bong that's a bit like popcorn.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we've got Jean-Michel Jarre
Yeah.
for the other.
For the other
Nice.
big box.
I like it. Adds a bit of joie de vivre to the proceedings, doesn't it?
Sure.
That's French. That is
Thank you. That's
French.
brilliant.
Sacre bleu.
There are bing bongs that you can turn off, by the way. So there's a very handy little button down here.
I'm glad you've mentioned that, because that is
Yes.
one thing I particularly like about the current range of Renaults. Is
Yes.
we all know safety systems are great and what have you, but it's nice when you can easily switch them all off.
Yes.
And there's a button to do that. Just
Yes.
there, isn't it?
So you can personalise that button,
Yeah.
and then you can basically switch off everything that you want to switch off, and then boom, touch the button and it's done.
Other things we should talk about the Renault 4.
There is a bit of wind noise,
There is a bit of wind noise.
and that's probably because it's the shape of a box. It's just from round the mirrors.
It is. Yeah.
And a bit of tyre noise as well. It's noisier than what you'd get.
Yeah, the ID.3. So that's one of the big improvements of the ID.3. Is it used to be a very noisy car to drive, whereas now it's a lot softer, and it does. Yeah, it's
More refined.
It is more refined. Yeah.
Charging wise, the 4 peaks at 100 kilowatts on a rapid charger, which is honestly a bit disappointing for 2025. You'll be able to do a 15 to 80% charge in about 30 minutes, while a full charge on a home wall box takes just over 6 hours from empty to full. It also comes with battery preconditioning, which heats up the pack if you set your destination as a DC rapid charger. That sounds a bit geeky, but it makes a huge difference to the speeds that you get when you plug in, especially in winter. It is quite spacious in here, actually, isn't it? It does feel bigger.
It does feel bigger.
Is it actually bigger? It's just bigger inside.
I think they are roughly the same size.
Much of a much.
It's funny because I feel as though I'm sitting in an SUV in here because I've got the seat in its lowest position, and yet I feel really quite high up, and I think that's because the windscreen is so low.
Yes.
So
this feels open.
Yes. Whereas the Renault 4, you just feel like you're in a small little car, don't you?
Yes.
And then you're surprised. Oh my goodness, there's so much room behind me. That's what it feels like, though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Everything you do is just really dramatic.
Well, you've got to have a bit of fun, haven't you? Otherwise, I go a bit more room in the back.
It is more powerful, this, though, isn't it?
So this has 20 more brake horsepower than the Renault 4. But I think you'd only feel that at a standstill up to 60 miles an hour, because we're doing 40 at the moment. If I accelerate up to 60...
It's fine.
Now we're at 60.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that fast.
It's fine, though.
But you've got to remember, this is a family car.
It is.
And because I don't know whether I sort of expressed this when we went out in the Renault 4, but I don't like to be thrown back on my seat like that. I don't like that feeling, really. I like a nice kind of measured acceleration feel.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like to be thrown back in my seat. I like to get a free facelift while I'm driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think this car is for you.
Both the ID.3 and the Renault have a 0 to 62 mph acceleration time of 8.2 seconds. But because the ID.3 is carrying more weight, it feels the slower of the two.
Anyway, so, Nicola.
Yes.
Whereas with the Renault 4, the choice of different versions was very, very small. Here, we've got 3 battery sizes, and get this,
Go on.
8 different trim levels. 8. I mean, that's a bit much, isn't it? So we're in the match here with the 52 kilowatt hour.
Can you name all 8?
Yeah, there's the Pure Essential, the Match Essential, the Match Pro, the Pro, the Pro Pro, Pro Plus, Match Pro Plus, Plus Pro Match.
Right.
I made all of that. I don't know. But that's the point, though. It's slightly a bit too much.
Yeah,
bit too much.
That's way too much.
But yeah, so we're in the Match 52 kilowatt hour version here.
Yeah, it's the same size battery as the Renault.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now when VW updated the ID.3, they focus a lot on not just the styling and the quality and what have you, but for the higher trim levels, they improved the motors to increase the power and the range. The basic one, the 52 kilowatt hour one, they didn't do anything. So it's a bit of a shame that, but it's still quite a decent amount of power, 168 horsepower, I think, which is 20 more than the Renault 4.
Yes.
And overall, it's just a really nice thing to drive. Did you drive the original ID.3?
Oh God, yeah, years ago when it first came out. Yeah.
Not a good car.
They kind of set a bar though when it came to EVs, because like back when they first launched it, there wasn't as much variety available in terms of EVs. Now I think we're in a world where there's so many options.
Yeah.
That they just needed to make tweaks to this car. They needed to,
but
to fit in.
It just simply wasn't good enough. The ride was very firm.
Yeah.
The sense of quality just wasn't there. The technology was buggy and really sort of not thought out.
Awful.
And you got the sense that they just rushed it. Whereas now, over time, over 5 years, they have steadily improved it. And yes, it is the car that everyone forgets about.
Yeah.
But I'm saying here and now
that you should remember it a little bit more. Give the ID.3 a bit of love, because it feels like how you'd expect a Volkswagen to be. Shall we talk about range? Okay, well, this car has a WLTP figure of 240 miles, which is just 3 less than the Renault. But I have a feeling that the real-world figure is going to be a little lower than the 4s. That's because this is a heavier car. In fact, it's 325 kilos more lardy than its rival, despite being virtually the same size. The other thing that counts against it in terms of efficiency is the fact that it doesn't have a heat pump. And if you want one, you'll have to choose it as an £1,150 option. Ouch. On the plus side, you do get faster rapid charging, 145 kilowatts maximum compared to the Renault's 100 kilowatts. And like the Renault 4, it can heat its battery before you plug it into a rapid charger. But there's a crucial difference. On the Volkswagen, you can do this manually via the screen, so you're not tied to using Volkswagen's own sat-nav system. It means that you can use your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the car doing the preheating in the background. I like that.
Regen braking. Talk to me about regen.
Regen braking. Well, unlike some VW Group cars, things like the Cupra Tavascan, for example, you do not get flappy paddles behind the steering wheel. Here, you've just got a B mode, which, you know, that's just one setting for the brake regen.
Yes.
Right, B mode, here we go.
Creep.
No, oh, thanks very much. Oh, I see what you... Oh, right, it goes into like a creep mode. Okay.
It goes into a creep.
Oh, that's really rude calling somebody a creep.
It doesn't come to a complete stop.
It doesn't come
it's
to...
not one pedal driving like
No.
it is.
It's very slow. It gets very, very slow, and then it kind of eases off and goes into a creep.
A creep, yeah. Can I just give a shout out
Yes.
to the armrests?
Ah, yes.
Really
I like these.
nice. Really nice.
Because it makes me feel as I'm in a Range Rover.
I feel more loungy. It feels more loungy in here.
It does.
And it does feel more open and spacious and more airy. It does. This feels like a bigger car. I always forget how big this car actually is.
Yeah.
When I think in the head of an ID.3,
That tiny little thing.
I think Renault 5,
Mm.
not Renault 4. But actually, yeah, it's bigger than I remember it being.
It's just a shame they didn't launch it like this 5 years ago.
I know. So that's the thing, is like you had all of the bad reviews that came out years ago, and now
Of
people
which
just
we
still-
were one of those reviews. Yeah.
And now
Right,
people
so-
still have the same opinions on this car, even though it's been updated. Now we're sat in this. I'm sat in here as a passenger. It does feel quieter than the Renault 4. It does.
Mm.
It feels slightly smoother.
Yeah, no, so I'm glad you raised that. It's quite much quieter in here, and I think the ride is better as well. It just feels a more expensive car, this. And it is slightly more expensive than the Renault 4.
Yes, but on the monthlies they're the same.
They're the same.
Yes. But this car is probably cheaper on the monthlies because it's been out for a long time, whereas the Renault 4 is a new car. So I reckon in maybe a year's time, even 6 months' time, the Renault 4 monthlies will probably go down a little bit. Yeah. But as we're filming this, they're both 350 quid a month.
I didn't know you could be so professional and so kind of geeky with numbers. I like this. Keep it up for the next video.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't know you could be so professional. I've been an automotive presenter for like 12 years now. I can be professional.
Talking about monthlies, and I think the Renault 4, because it's new, the prices are artificially high. But ID.3 been around a bit longer. Oh, I'm Nicola you.
You know, Nicola, I think it's a shame that the Volkswagen ID.3 isn't loved a little bit more, because it is such a huge improvement on the original version that, you know, it's a really good family electric car, this.
It is. But it's like you look back on how it was first launched in 2020 and there were so many technical problems and it just wasn't the best car. But yeah, they've been quietly
Behind the scenes.
behind the scenes, twiddling and working
Yes.
and making it actually a really solid, lovely, refined, cracking car.
They have. But I knew there was a but coming.
It's the Renault 4,
It's
innit?
the Renault
It's
4.
Renault 4, innit? I just feel like this car has so much character. And Renault are just absolutely onto a winner at the moment. They absolutely smashed the Renault 5 out of the park. And now with this, they're nodding back to the old retro days and they're doing it really, really well.
Yes.
I know that there's more wind noise in this. I know that the rear seats are smaller and yes, the boot is less practical than what you can get in this because that is super spacious inside.
It is.
But it's Renault 4, isn't it?
It's the Renault 4. You see, the ID.3, it's more rational, it's more sensible, it's more German, whereas that is more French, it's more frivolous. It's the Renault 4.
It's Renault 4, isn't it? It's Renault 4.
It's the Renault 4.
It's Renault 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.